Anne Shulgin, psycho-spiritual outlaw, literary sorceress, the woman who slipped past the velvet rope of reality and invited the rest of us in.
They think that we go around on psychedelic drugs
Turn
all
on
the time.
all the time.
Mushrooms, psilocybin,
I call 2CB as being a very
2CB.
very excellent psychedelic.
Anne Shulgin was a therapist, writer, and underground pioneer. She was born Anne Carol Gottlieb on March 22nd in 1931. She grew up bouncing between continents, picking up languages, long before psychedelics entered the story. She also spoke fluent Italian and developed an interest in Jungian psychology in her teens. Yeah, she's a badass. Most people don't know that Anne worked as a medical transcriber for years, learning the language of doctors and patients, skills that fed directly into her work as an underground therapist with Sasha. She met Alexander Sasha Shulgin in the late 1970s. He actually discovered a hell of a lot of molecules. He was the chemist, and she was the interpreter, the one who turned chemistry into story. Together, they wrote Pikal and Tikal. They're half memoir, half manual. They became sacred texts for a whole generation of psychonauts. Anne believed psychedelics weren't just for tripping. They were tools for therapy.
Basically, I see psychedelics as spiritual tools.
While the Psychedelic Boys Club shouted about freedom, Anne was all about integration. She sat with seekers in her living room, turning MDMA into a sacrament before it was outlawed. She taught that healing meant confronting the beast under the bed, the shame, the rage, the grief, and hugging it like family.
That part of yourself that you are ashamed of and that you also believe you cannot live with a good psychedelic tool. We have the patient step into the body of the monster and turn around and look out its eyes.
Shadow work wasn't a buzzword back then. It was absolutely terrifying. And Anne Shulgin said, good. She outlived the first wave, outlasted the prohibition panic, and watched her living room sessions ripple into a global psychedelic renaissance. Therapists quote her, activists revere her, writers call her the secret muse of the movement. And though she became a fixture of psychedelic conferences in the 90s, she was almost painfully shy. Speaking to a crowd terrified her, but she did it anyway because she knew how important the message was. Anne Shulgin, what an incredible woman, what a badass. I never got to meet her in person, but I'm so excited to be able to share this story with you now. If you liked what you saw, subscribe below, and I'll see you next time.